Hey guys, it's Comic Central here, and today we're going to be doing another battle video. In this video, we will be doing the Soviet assassin, the Winter Soldier, versus the man with nothing left but vengeance, the Punisher. This fight will take place within the battle globe, and both the fighters will have their standard equipment, powers, and abilities. For the Winter Soldier, he has allowed his arm, of course, his knife, and a Uzi, which seems to be a common weapon for him. The Punisher will be allowed a knife, an M16 rifle, which is one of his most standard weapons, and a grenade. All body armor is at their standard as well. The fight will be to the death, or until one of the fighters cannot continue going on. Their morals will also be turned on, and with that said, let's get into this. Starting this off, we will look at the Winter Soldier. Since we covered the Winter Soldier in a previous video titled The History of the Winter Soldier, we'll just quickly say a fun fact about what Stan Lee thought about Bucky Barnes. Stan Lee said that, "One of my pet peeves has always been the young teenage sidekick of the average hero, as he believes it is irresponsible for a superhero to have a teenage sidekick. Because of this, it is believed that this is the part of the reason that Bucky had a halt to his comic history for many years, before he was brought back as the Winter Soldier." Now we'll move on to the Punisher. Frank Castle was a Marine, but was back with his family when his life changed forever. During a trip to Central Park, his family accidentally witnessed a mob killing and were brutally shot to death. This was the motivation needed for Frank Castle to become the Punisher and start his one-man war on crime. The Punisher is at peak physical condition and peak human endurance. He is a master martial artist and weapons master. He has also been trained in bladed weapons, and one of his most deadliest weapons in his arsenal is his knife. Despite this, he is a master marksman and sharpshooter, and has been able to shoot Spider-Man's web slingers off before. He is also an expert pilot, interrogation master, and tactician, and has had extensive special operations training.
Judgment time.
Now, onto the battle. Who would win in this epic fight? The answer to that is the Punisher. And does he need Marco to do it, even though Marco can't help him in this fight? Let's let Frank Castle explain that question himself.
Do not need your help.
Now that Frank Castle has answered that question, let me explain how he wins, before you start writing your angry comments. This fight would most likely not come to a close quarter battle, and if it did, it would tip slightly in Winter Soldier's favour. However, even if it does, the Punisher is a master with a knife, so he might still win if it did get to close quarter combat. However, Punisher is an expert marksman, and is used to taking extreme amounts of punishment, pun intended. So if he does get shot by the Winter Soldier, it would most likely be in his body armor, considering that his body armor protects the targets that are most likely to be shot within a firefight. This would hurt a bit, but not much, as seen as he has an extremely high pain tolerance, something that even Nick Fury has commented on and been impressed by. From a distance, Frank could overwhelm him with bullets, something that the Winter Soldier might be able to block with his metal arm, but he wouldn't be able to block every bullet, and a few would get through, tipping the battle heavily in the Punisher's side. Considering that the Punisher would be using an M16, then you could probably guess that a bullet shot from one of those isn't going to make you feel so good.
I don't feel so good.
Punisher has also had more experience and has had a lot more experience in fights of this kind. I'm not saying the Winter Soldier isn't skilled in fights of this kind at all. He's a highly skilled assassin, but he just hasn't had the experience of someone who is in these kind of fights nearly every single day. And that brings us to the end of yet another video. If you did like this video, make sure to hit that like button to let me know. Also, make sure to comment your thoughts and opinions on this battle, or any video suggestions you'd like me to make in the near future. Don't forget to subscribe to keep up to date with new videos coming out every Wednesday and Sunday. And with that said, I'll see you guys next video. Bye.